Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Squatter Camp podcast. Thank you to the people who continues to support this channel, continue to reach out to us, continue to engage in the comment section. I'm so much grateful. I don't know where to start today because there's a whole lot that is happening within the MKP, and you start questioning yourself now. What is really going on? Is this the same political party that people entrusted it with their votes? Remember, people voted for the MKP without even a constituency, without even having the policies that they are bringing to the people to say, this is what we are, this is who we represent. And now it continues to be very much chaotic, and nobody knows actually what is going to happen. First thing first, the first issue, Floyd issued a media briefing. Just before that, on the 16th of June, Jacob Zuma, the president of the MKP, made a very scathing attack to Floyd, to say, Asnini, we're not going to beg you, you can leave if you want to leave. And now, another issue that we are facing, because number one is when Jacob Zuma attacked Floyd on a public platform on the 16th, telling all the people who were watching, the whole South Africa, that he's not begging Floyd. We know that he was referring to Floyd. And Floyd made a media briefing addressing the journalist and making his signal, a political signal, that he's intending to start his own political party. Number three, Jabulani Khumalo has re-emerged again, reinstated as one of the directors by the CIPC. By the way, he has been fighting for the control and also the reinstatement as the senior member of the MKP. He has been fighting for that this is my organization, I was part of it, therefore I cannot be kicked out. There's too many chaos there within the MKP political party, because why would, in fact, I'm asking myself, who deregistered, who removed Jabulani Khumalo as the director on the CIPC? That's number one. Number two, with whose consent? Number three, are you not supposed to sign as the director to say you want out? You are actually exiting the organization. So now, Jabulani Khumalo has re-emerged, and as much as the kings and the traditional leaders were very much unhappy about how Jacob Zuma was taking the direction the MKP was taking, how Jacob Zuma was running the political party. And Floyd has also mentioned that the party spends more than 7 million a month, which is very much excessive and might get the party to be deregistered and all of that. So it's very chaotic within the MKP, and Floyd is no longer going to parliament. That's another thing. So I don't know. He has made it clear he remained unfazed by the fact that he will not resign within the MKP. If you think you're Jacob Zuma, I'm like you also. You also hold an active membership of the ANC and the MKP. I can also do the same. I can also hold the MKP membership and register my own political party. So I think this is the same political strategy that Floyd actually is using against the MKP, which must just be acceptable, because if their leader, Jacob Zuma, can do it, why not? At the same time, Jabulani Khumalo is back, and he has been actually reinstated by the CIPC, the Companies for Intellectual Property, for the NPO. So there's too many technicalities there, but I believe if I was Jabulani Khumalo and I'm reinstated as the director of the NPO called MKP, that's what they are saying, that no, he's not part of the political party, he's part of the NPO. So these people, they registered an NPO, and then they went on to register separately the MKP. I don't understand. And there, I think lawyers have to crack their heads, because they have to figure out what exactly happened there. But I believe there's a massive fraud that was committed there. And, you know, when you surround yourself with people like Jacob Zuma, you will be very, very much surprised, because they will shock you. They cannot be trusted, these people. I still don't understand, how did Jacob Zuma convince Floyd and Dali Mpofu to come and join the MKP? I don't know. My political calculator says they should not have moved to the MKP, because it's very much chaotic. Look at how the EFF is flourishing. Top 6 done. We've got Sihle Lonzis everywhere. Everywhere where Julius Malema goes, Sihle is there. I think Julius Malema is grooming Sihle Lonzi to become another Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. So they are actually flourishing. They don't have a lot of issues. And Floyd continued to call the EFF a cult. If you are running a political party, you need to maintain order. There should not be too many centers of power. At the same time, if you control it and everything is relatively quiet, then people say it's a cult. Somehow, maybe you should not really be that super strict to say, I've got a last word. You should not make them feel that way. At the same time, you should have the last word, because you are the leader of the political party. If anything goes wrong, you are going to account. So now, you can catch a full interview on Politically Incorrect. I want us to watch this video, and I was like, this is really going very far. And MKP's issues, you know, have just begun. This is just the beginning, because if Jabulani Khumalo is saying this, and he's saying he's back, and Floyd must not be bossy there in the MKP, he must just do his job, and there are people who must just be fired, as in yesterday. It's very scary, and scathing attacks on Jacob Zuma.
Sibonge, Bamashan. Thanks so much. No, the part I might just touch on is that when we started the MK party, we made a decision that all spheres of leadership will be invited to participate, to assist the organization to grow. And that happened. We had kings, we had chiefs, we had churches, leaders of the churches, and we had the traditional healers, sangomas, and all of those, we call them abatagat. We invited all of them to be part of the organization, which started very smooth and went very well up until someone took a decision to disturb the whole process. That's where we lost the kings and we lost the churches, we lost the traditional healers. Only those that were left were the ones that were part of the plot to destroy the organization.
So here, you know, Mr. Jabulani Khumalo is referring to Jacob Zuma. And, he reminds me of someone like Carl Niehaus. That's the man that I thought he would definitely jump to the MKP from the EFF, because, he was a staunch supporter of Jacob Zuma. I don't know how come did their relationship actually, come to an end, but you can see that this man is not backing down, and he has got a support of the traditional healers, the kings, and I'm worried that this is going to be really, really bad. Very, very much bad. Let's continue.
And you look at the Communication Act, because you look at who owns communications. Ivy Mosepe, they the owners of communication, and you look at, it's all run in a family as well in the ANC. You see Jeff Radebe, Patrice Mosepe, and all of them, they are all in a family, and Jacob Zuma tried to do exactly the same thing in his family. And I could not allow and see that I must be happy with what they are doing.
I mean, it's a known fact. It's all a fact. Cyril Ramaphosa is trying the same thing. I was watching Fikile Mbalula when he actually criticized Patrice Motsepe and saying if he wants to be president, he must come here, comparing him to Ivan Koza, to Senior Kazam Taum and all of that. So those are the shenanigans that are happening in the ANC. And the same thing is happening in the MKP. You know, the problem started when Jacob Zuma, actually, he did that with the ANC, by the way. Wanted to hijack the ANC and take it to Uganda, so he couldn't. His comrades, his fellow comrades, realized that no, he's misleading the ANC, because remember, firstly, when he knew that he was going to end his second term, he actually nominated his ex-wife to become deputy and challenged Cyril Ramaphosa. They lost. Second round, they brought Dr. Digital Vibes, Zweli Mkhize. They still failed because they failed to do their political mathematics, that these are the people who are not really favorable to the society, especially Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma. People were not ready, even within the ANC, they were not ready for her. They rather go for Cyril Ramaphosa than going for Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma. The same thing happened with Dr. Digital Vibes. You cannot take someone who's tainted with a heavy scandal of 150 million and want to make him a deputy president to take over from the sitting president. And by the way, we know that the culture of the ANC, you only finish 2 terms. Sometimes it's only 1 term. The second term, you don't finish it, then you are pushed out. So that's the culture that they have actually adopted. And watching the kings complaining like this, I think the MKP is in a very, very serious crisis. What if Jabulani Khumalo comes back and becomes fully in charge and in control of the MKP? I can tell you now, in fact, all the MPs are going to be pushed out. They are going to be fired, and they are going to actually appoint their own structures that they believe that these are the people who should legally represent them, because he believes that he actually should be carrying the same powers and privileges within the MKP as any other director. So the fact that he has been reinstated, it says a lot. It says a lot. And you know, when you fight your battles, you should not give up, because if you give up and then maybe much too earlier, then you stand to lose out everything. Let's continue watching this part. You can catch a full episode on Politically Incorrect. This is one of the episodes that will actually tell you what is going on there and what is about to happen. It's about to blow on their faces.
The basic foundation of the MK was, we said the churches, we believe they can do something, they can make a difference, but the charismatic churches are giving us problems, because they are the ones that are raping our children, they are the ones that are killing our people, they are even trafficking our people under the banner of the church, under the banner of that Bible that they brought from these white people that brought to suppress us with this Bible. And we as South Africans are now living like animals because of that Bible, because of the charismatic churches. The kings need to take over the reins of this country, and the parliament must report to them. How do we do that? That's what we were telling Zuma. We must begin to go to the kings and talk to them.
Jacob Zuma is a betrayer. Jacob Zuma cannot be trusted. I've mentioned this many times, and people felt like we are personally attacking the personality of Jacob Zuma. I agree with Floyd that Jacob Zuma is gullible and is somebody who can be lied to, deceived. And you remember when the Guptas took over, the Guptas took advantage of him. And it's not about age. There are people that you can speak to them for an hour or 2 hours trying to show them the importance of doing something or accomplishing a certain task. But as they walk out of this door, they meet someone just down the stairs, they meet someone, they change their mind. Then everything changes. Then they call you to say, listen, we need to cancel everything. And you have spent 2 hours trying to show this person that, listen, we need to do. So Jacob Zuma is gullible and can easily be lied and cheated on. It's not about, it has got nothing to do with his age, but that is actually his personality. Another thing, he is surrounded by thugs, by people who cannot be trusted, by people who are serving their own interests there, the likes of Dr. Hlope, the likes of Nathi Nhleko, the Brian Molefes. Those are the crooks from the ANC, his old friends. And these traditional healers and the kings, they were there when MKP, in fact, by the way, that is the founding mandate of the MKP, that they are going to you remember when they were visiting these traditional healers, everybody was happy, kind of, those who were following the MKP. And it was really fashionable, to say, because I know people who went to bed saying they are going to vote for the ANC a day before the election, and the next morning when you ask them, why are you voting for? Are you still voting for the ANC? There's no, I'm going to vote for the MKP. So MKP was very lucky to get that percentage. And due to this chaos and movement, and I saw also Dr. Keshelezi, putting his comments, and everything is very chaotic in the MKP. And also Floyd, I don't see him staying for a long time. What is embarrassing with Floyd is that he thinks politics is about the social media. You cannot run politics through social media. Politics, you need to physically be down there on the ground with the people, engage the people, talk to the people. I don't know how will he get votes from places like Limpopo, where he's coming from, his home province, when they themselves, him and Julius Malema with his brother, Brian Shivambu, collapsed the VBS and took the money, and they were part of the syndicate, by the way. So it doesn't make sense. So this thing exposes how much hungry politicians are to draw your blood as a voter. They don't care about you. They care about the vote itself, not the voter. So when you are a voter, you are just a kettle that can be used to count their votes so that they can accomplish the number that they require to be in parliament, so that they can talk a lot of crap the whole day there and laugh and eat and pop champagnes there and all of that. So politics is so contaminated in our country. And by the way, the poor, vulnerable black people especially are very much illiterate. Many of them are very much politically illiterate, and they don't understand, actually, they can't read the mood of these politicians. As these politicians move, they're shifting gears. You need to be able to adjust that this person is talking about 1, 2, 3. But what is going to happen with the implementation part, and how is this going to be practically possible? Because it's one thing to say, we are going to give you the land that has been stolen, like what Julius Malema said. But it's another story to make it practical. How are you practically going to do that? You cannot tell me as Julius Malema, you are waiting to be in government to make your dreams come true. You cannot tell me as the SG of the MKP that you are waiting for the MKP to be in government so you can put certain principles. That's why Julius Malema said MKP is in parliament, but it's useless. It doesn't serve purpose. It has got no impact. It has got a lot of people, groupies, because, hey, Jabulani Khumalo mentioned that they took his security and gave it to Papa Penny. So if you look at Papa Penny is someone who's reading the script that's been written by someone for him to go there and say, Michangile boat, Mijongile, Antirweni, what is this? So he reads a lot of things that you can see that this person never even revised the script. This is the first time he himself sees the script, and he will ask in Parliament, who is Mr. Floyd? Mr. Floyd, are you Mr. Floyd? So you can see that this person is just cruising and enjoying being in Parliament. He never really, honestly, dreamt that he will be in Parliament. So his dream has been fulfilled, beyond the imagination. So he's just there to just brag, and he is well aware that he's on a spotlight. So it doesn't really make sense. I believe the MKP will be able to recover from this, but this is going to be very much catastrophic. So you've got people like the traditional healers, the kings, Jabulani Khumalo, who has been fighting this war. So the MKP has to explain how did they actually remove Jabulani as the because it is going to be part of the court proceedings. That how did you remove this man if you really were not threatened by him being the director in the MKP, NPC or NPO? I don't know. It doesn't really make sense to me that these people, they just played this whole thing, and now he's on their toes. He's been reinstated. He calls the shots. He's equally the director. So if you talk about the NGO or the NPO separately, and this is MKP party that has been registered with the IEC, that should be investigated itself before they can claim that the elections were stolen. For 2 hours, you heard Jacob Zuma saying 2 hours they were giving themselves votes on the 16th of June when he was giving his speech. So there's going to be a lot of chaos. South Africa, we need to expect a lot of chaos. But anyway, we'll see that. Thank you to everyone who's watching my content. All right, we'll just catch up. I will see you on the comment section. Actually, what you guys think. It's just quite confusing. Sharp scholars.